Good evening and welcome to Soul Fulfilling. My name is Rickie Byars. I'm joined tonight, this evening, right now, with a wonderful co-facilitator, Brother Ade, Anifa Woshe.
Yay.
Ade
Peace and
Mola.
blessings.
Ade Mola, Anifa Woshe. Anifa Woshe. His,
Uh,
his best friend calls him baby.
You're right
Yeah,
about that. Sometimes funny.
baby. So we welcome everybody into Soul Fulfilling this evening. Thank you for coming in a holy, 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 holy way. All right, we got Cat Fink in. Now I want to do this one. I feel like this, Joanne and Cat. I'm choosing heaven today. Hey, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. Heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Hold on just a minute. Oh, I got a crook in my back. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love today. What are you choosing? I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. I choose compassion. I choose compassion today. Hey, Quinn and Ananda, I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, and I choose compassion today. I choose abundance. I choose abundance today. Abundant, good. Choose abundance today. I am walking the road of the heaven right now, singing, I choose abundance today. I'm choosing kindness. I'm choosing kindness today. I'm choosing kindness. I'm choosing kindness today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing kindness today. We got Lori Driscoll and Chef Lori. They come back to back. I don't know how they do that. DeAndrea Price, welcome to Soul Fulfilling. Laverne Williams, hey, what's happening? All right now, right now, right now. Come on into the live stream. If you look good, sign on in. Everybody looking good, even if you're going to remain incognito. Heaven right now, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. Hey, Angelian Anderson, I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Then we have Meg Tahar. And sometimes folks say where they're from. I saw Lori's from Ohio, is coming to us she's in Ohio. I think Meg is Meg, are you in Seattle? I think she might be up that way. And maybe she's just in LA. I don't know. I might have gotten confused. Oh, that's Margaret Tahar. Well, that's Meg. She says Meg sometimes. So welcome everybody to Soul Fulfilling. I love our time together. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, whoa. Wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, whoa. Wonderful Spirit. Sing your song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Whoa, whoa. Wonderful Spirit. Sing your song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Whoa, whoa. Wonderful Spirit. So our time on Wednesdays, it's a chance for us to get together and to remember who we are together. Who we are together. Lord knows I need a reminder. Oh, whoa, wonderful Spirit. Dance and smile at me. Dance and smile into my heart. Whoa, whoa, wonderful Spirit. Whoa, whoa, wonderful Spirit. Whoa, whoa, wonderful Spirit. Hi, Janice. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Maxine. And all the beautiful people that are joining us this evening. And how are you doing, Life Coach Ade?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. I am also curious about Chef Lori and Lori. They do that almost every week. I think they get on the phone and saying, "You ready? Click, log in now." Or if they don't do it physically, their souls do it. They're like, "Okay, you ready? You know our name, first name and last name is similar. Ready? Let's go!" And they jump in. Every week, I'm like, "Wow, they're coming back to back."
Sometimes I have a story that our incarnations are like that. And
Mm,
sometimes we, are you ready? And you make an
mm-hmm,
agreement. Because I really feel like
mm.
I made an agreement to jump with
Oh yeah,
somebody, and
yeah.
that we were twins. We were coming together,
Mm,
and he
mm.
decided not to come at the last minute.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I jumped by myself. So when I got here, I was I was very hungry and dissatisfied because
You were trying to eat your pain.
my my twin didn't come. But I was trying to eat my pain. I was trying to eat my anger. Yeah, my pain. Because anger is a kind of pain, anger is a kind of pain. But anyway, we met
Mm.
each other on down the way, and that was good, you know.
You reminded me of a childhood experience I had in Nigeria. So that's why I actually bust out laughing. So we lived in a was six apartment really, and the ones in the second apartment, their parent well, this his brother, a friend of mine, his sisters, and we went to school to the same secondary school. Actually, I think it was
Mhm.
primary school then. And someone in the neighborhood had her daughter go to the same school. So one car would come and pick us up, and the neighbor had a shop, so she had a pickup truck, and it's covered. And when they pick us up, we'll be at the back of the truck. And my
Hmm.
friend said when we get in front of the house, we should jump out of the truck. It's just like when I think about it now, it's the dumbest thing. When you're young, sometimes you're just dumb. And he said we're gonna jump out, and I was like, I've always been a risk taker. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Never done anything like that before, but it sounded like a good idea. And we got in front of the house. He acted like he was going to jump out, and we was like, "Let's go." I jumped. He didn't. I didn't know that when you jump out of a moving car, jump off a bike, you have to keep running. I didn't. I just
Yeah.
jumped and stopped. I went bam in the middle of the road, and he didn't. I was in pain, and I was mad that he didn't do the same thing
See,
that
that's why.
just
That's the way I
did.
was when I was born. That's exactly what happened.
That's why I laughed. I was like, oh, I was mad. Like,
Yeah,
bastard.
I was mad, man. And my mom said when she finally saw me,
Mm,
because she had a heart attack, when she was when
mm,
she because I was still a big
mm.
baby. I was big enough for two babies, but I was one baby, and so when she said when she said who's that big she said who's that big she said I look like a big monster in the nursery because they had me in they had me where the preemies were, and then and then there's this big gigantic baby. Right? Because they had run out of room in the regular nursery, so they had me in there with the preemies. And she said,
Oh my
and she said, I look like this big old baby. But we find our way, and
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm,
we find our way. And when I finally did meet the person that I think was really supposed to be a twin,
mhm.
it was Michael Beckwith. You know, you know,
Wow.
it was Michael. And what was interesting about Michael and I is that
Mhm,
we were perfect complements. Like creatively,
mhm,
we could compliment
mhm,
very well. Now I can
mhm.
compliment a lot of people. I know how to work with people, but Michael
Yeah.
and our the way we did it was really divine because he uh there was only one other person I've worked with as a writer that came anywhere close, and he this guy was so bad. This other
Mhm,
person, he was also a match like that. He was also a very beautiful match. um and the story about Connect. We got together and did Connect. I've been working on Connect for 2 years, trying to put the
mhm,
pieces together and how does it fit. And he comes in the door and we finish it in 45 minutes. You know,
mhm,
so here's a shout
mhm.
out to Rhymefest, Che, and Che Rhymefest, and shout out to Michael Beckwith too, because we got to
Mhm.
write some. We wrote together very very well, and he was like, we wrote. I mean, we wore the same size shoe, same size clothes. Now we won't because I noticed he's getting a little portly. But anyway, I'm still the same size.
I wonder if he's telling the same story that he was going to jump with you, but he didn't. But you used to wear the same, but now she doesn't. You tell the same story side by side.
Oh yeah, he's telling
Just
the
a
same.
little bit.
Maybe he's telling the story somewhere else.
That's right.
But believe me, it won't be the full story. Only
But
I know the full story.
so I just got a text. I'm lying, I didn't get a text. But I'm curious because I'm sure that at least one person thinking it. How did you recognize that he was the one? What did this? I mean, if it's not too personal, those kind of things I find very
Which which which
fascinating.
one? Which one?
Michael Beckwith.
No, but
When you
which one?
recognize
Recognize he
which
was
one?
the one. What? Because
Well,
I because
the twin that was going to jump with you.
oh
That's
oh
Rickie.
I wouldn't know that for until on down the line. Maybe
Mm-hmm,
I don't I think it was probably the first time I had to try on his shoes.
mm-hmm,
Like we had an engagement in San Diego. It was there was a group of people called the Inside Edge, and they used to do these early breakfast meetings and like seminars, and they bring great speakers and music like at 5 6 o'clock in the morning, and they called the Inside Edge. But it was
okay.
but no, but it was really great because people would get up
Mm-hmm,
early and they would come and have breakfast, and they'd hear great talks, and then they would go on and go to work. It was pretty awesome. And so we were invited down there, and I was leaving my house. We weren't married, and but he came to pick me up, and we were going to drive down there together. And I thought he got my clothes. He didn't get my clothes. So when I got there, my clothes weren't there, and I had beautiful clothes. I had beautiful clothes that I was going to bring, but I didn't have any clothes except the jeans and the t-shirt, and I didn't want to I didn't want to perform in that, you know. And and so and he had on a really nice brown suit that he had on when he went down there, and he carried a suit. And so I looked at the brown suit, and I was like, maybe I could wear this, you know. And I put his jacket on; it fit perfect. And I put the pants on. I was like, "Can I?" I said, "Well, look, can I try on a pair of your?" Everything fit. And I was like, "Wow, everything, the same shoe." And then something and some information just dropped. It's like, you know, it was like it was coming, but it was like, we told you this is your twin, you know.
Yes.
So you know, we were destined to meet. We were destined to meet. We were
Oh yeah.
prophesied to meet. And when our
Yes.
work was done, you know, it was very clear. It
Mm,
was very, very, very clear that the work was done. And I remember this really well. And then we'll move on to talk about what we were talking about. But it's just kind of good to talk about things, because I'm not just talking about myself. I know we're all interconnected. We're
yes.
all interconnected, and we influence each other. We
Yes.
influence each other even when we think we don't. So maybe I'm saying something that might that might open up somebody's heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people, because of the way we've been trained to see reality,
Yes.
you know,
True.
some we think that
Mm-hmm.
things are supposed to be like we think they're supposed to be like.
Hmm.
And things are what they are, you know.
Yes.
And when we learn the value in that, and the value in creating the kind of world that we really want, you know,
Yes.
continuing to do that despite anything that says otherwise.
Yes.
It's like one thing that might used to be twin flame. I think we burned out, but anyway, that my twin flame taught me, you know, was that it's that when you plan with when you're here for God, you know, the highest good, you're gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you're gonna be all right. You know, the universe is working for you always, and when you're in alignment with it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
when you're in alignment with it. And so many times we are not in alignment.
Right.
We are not. And so when we and that and but our out of alignment is also divine. You know,
That's right.
that's an insane divine.
Mm-hmm.
That's insanely divine, because it's going to work out for you. You're going to go around the block 50 times getting your butt kicked until you
Mm-hmm.
finally choose another block. You
Mm-hmm.
know, choose another
Mm-hmm.
way. You know,
Yes.
stand for yourself, speak for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and really, really breathe in this fullness that God is. You know, it's just it's a good life. I'm thankful.
Mm. Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
know, I'm
I
thankful.
feel you. I feel you. Deanna said, really needed to hear this.
Wow.
It's like,
Hmm.
because we've been not, I can say miseducated, we've been conditioned. Every generation taught about life based on what they were taught.
Yes.
And sometimes from a limited perspective, sometimes from
Yeah.
an expanded perspective. But
Yeah.
it keeps getting, and anytime we filter the infinite through the mind of human beings, we narrow the impact of it. We use we filter it, so we narrow it down. We define it.
Come on
It's
now.
not potent anymore. We've defined it. It's not infinite anymore.
Hmm.
So we keep passing that on, and I feel like I definitely know that there's a revolution, a spiritual revolution, where truth is like, I'm done with all this foolishness, all this defining that y'all doing. Wake the flip up. And
Hmm.
things are happening. We're expanding. Sometimes it
Hmm.
just happens just like that. And
Hmm.
we're recognizing that what we've been told about how things are supposed to be or whatever the case, no, it's so much more.
So much
And I
more.
am so much more. Just when we think we've got it, life is like, no, 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 no. There's
Yeah.
more. And guess what?
Yeah.
It's a lot simpler than what you think it is. It's a
Yeah.
lot simpler, simpler. Just
It's
get
so
in
much more.
alignment.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
And you
yeah.
know, and it is the grace. It's
Mm,
I mean, when you have an intention in your heart and you really have this deep yearning
mhm,
to be fulfilled,
mhm,
to be
mhm,
fulfilled in your soul,
mhm,
and you're willing to do for God what you normally would not do,
mhm, mhm.
because you can't outgive God, you know.
Yep.
Oh my God. And having a good destiny helps. Because I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna learn what we came here to learn. It's like,
Yes.
we're gonna learn what we came here to learn. And we don't the thing about sometimes religion, certain religions, is that it treats you like, sometimes we were talking about this earlier before we got on, that everybody got the same journey.
Yes.
You know, was Ezekiel saw the wheel. You
Mhm,
know, Ezekiel saw it. you know,
mhm,
a
mhm.
wheel in a wheel. Now we can have
Mm,
we can do our inner work and have the revelations that we came to know. But sometimes with bad training and conditioning, and
yes.
programming, we're trying to have somebody else's experience.
Mhm,
It's like you
mhm,
can't be Ricky.
mhm. Right.
You
Mhm,
can't be Ricky.
mhm,
You got to be
mhm.
you. You got to be Ade.
Yes.
You got to be Ade.
Like how you have to slow it down first before you say it.
Ade. I
Mhm,
know, because I know it's in that sweet spot of Ade. And your name is so beautiful because it's so not about Ade. Now if somebody calls you Ade, that's all right.
mhm,
With you and them, if that's it.
mhm,
But your name is a kind of name that is kind of like under the cuff. It's kind of like
mhm,
God. It's kind of like God. It's like the
mhm,
spirit for me. It's like
mhm,
the spirit is here. And when I'm more interested in it than I am in my thoughts about
mhm, mhm,
myself, my thought about my journey,
mhm,
my thought
mhm,
about, you know, my future,
mhm.
when I go like, you know, and it's not always that easy for me. I'm here. I mean, I'm human. I'm superbly human.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm exquisitely human.
Mhm.
And I have all that creativity that everybody on this thread has. I got the create.
Yes.
I mean, like John Caesar, Deanna, Susan Lingle, everybody. We got some geniuses that's right here, genies. I'm
Yes.
telling you, they are the light. They are the light, man. But it's
Yes.
like we all hit a pocket when we don't know.
Right.
Where we just don't know, and we don't always go to prayer right away. And
Mhm.
sometimes we go to prayer right away, and it don't help us.
Mhm.
Because we're doing something that we think we can do, when there's a step beyond our doing, that is just like, hey, just feel this.
Yes.
Just feel it.
Feel what you're even trying to pray away.
Yes.
Feel what you're praying away.
If this was a
Be
Zoom,
with
I'd put
that.
a if it was a Zoom, I'd put a little clapping hand up.
If we were in a church, you would have threw the shoe at me like, "Oh, you better preach."
Oh, I mean, it's like, now
Yes.
that is, it's like, because when you can get behind it, or into, and when you, what that song says, it's like, what am I to do? No. The questions. What am I to feel? I am like a child, and you are with me still. What am I to do? And what am I to feel? Oh, I am like a child, and you are with me still. Listening in the silence, even in the sadness. That's what Ade was talking about. Everywhere you are, oh, everywhere you are. Let my soul surrender. Greater I shall be. For what I came to do. And what I came to feel. And what I came to see. Let my soul surrender. Greater I shall be. Oh, for what I came to do. Let my soul surrender to the heart of God. Even in the sadness, everywhere you are. Oh, everywhere you are. Let my soul surrender. Let your soul surrender. Oh, greater you shall be. Oh, when your soul surrenders to the heart of God. Ashe.
Yes, indeed.
Sang that song. Ha. Yes, my soul has been in surrender made today. I allow myself to feel. Yes. Feel it. Heal it. You got to feel it to heal it. So, Brother Ade, I got to close this curtain because the sun is shining on me today.
Is it shining on you or you shining on it? Which one is it?
Hey, it's sunset, So,
Uh-huh.
let my heart not miss the chance.
Remix.
Yes, to remember all is God and live and
Mm,
love
mm,
as best I can, and then
mm,
place all things in God's hands. Okay, you got it.
mhm.
Go and talk about that.
Ooh, let my soul surrender. That is that place of just giving it up. What I know is it does sometimes, well, it happens like that when you're ready, but it is a process, it is a journey. You surrender. Greater I shall be. And surrender to the great I am. We're actually surrendering to ourselves. We're surrendering to what already exists. And the ego is like, wait, we gotta be in control. It's the control that gets in the way of the flow of the natural order of things. Surrender. Surrender when things are tough and crazy. Surrender. And surrender doesn't mean it's like we're being passive. It's listening. In the Bible, there's like wait on the Lord. Wait is not just like okay, I'm just waiting on the Lord. When you go to a restaurant, the waiter checking on you. How's your meal? Do you need some water? You're waiting from a place of listening. Surrender is like okay, guide me. Because clearly, if my best thought and ideas have brought me to this point, I need some help. So guide me. I just that song let my soul surrender. We
Mhm.
surrender. It's a process, it's a journey, and where we are is where we are. The worst
Mhm.
thing we can do, and I mean the worst thing we can do, is to judge that we haven't gotten to a state where we can totally just surrender. No, when you're ready, you will. Trust me.
Mm. Woo!
When you're ready, you don't have to judge your surrender quotient.
Mhm.
When you're ready to get to where you're like, okay,
Yeah.
it happens.
But you keep a
With the
and
perfect
keep a
time.
song in your pocket. Keep a song in your
Yes.
pocket.
Yes. Yes.
Keep a song in your pocket. Keep a song in your heart. You
Hmm.
know, keep a song in your heart. So you had a whole day of silence. You did a silent retreat.
Man, speaking of not judging your surrender level, I was like, what took me so long? For a little while. Because I used to do it quite regularly and I haven't done it in maybe 2 years, 3 years. And I don't have to go anywhere. I can just be at home. Just decide not to talk to anybody, not do anything in social media, silence. So just like God and I listening, talking. Sometimes you're just quiet, not even just allowing my thoughts to do what they need to do because thought is always going to be thinking. Thinking to be
Yeah.
thoughting, thoughting to be thinking.
Yeah.
But it was really, you said something about questions earlier, and there were some things I really wanted to get and understand because I know there are times when I read and there's this whole thing about God. There are times where it still feels like I'm here, though I know that I'm in God. It's almost like God is still like,
Mhm.
it's like my mother, my father. Like I know we're family, but my mother's
Mhm.
over there, my father's over.
Mhm.
And I was just asking some questions. It's like really just it was. I was reading with these books, Your Deepest Intent, and there was a chapter I was reading about possibility consciousness. I was like, yeah, I get it, but I mean, I was like sitting with God, like I'm like, listen, I want to pick your brains, your consciousness. You got to talk to me. You got to make this plain. And this was on Thursday. I just journaled and wrote my questions. And there was a part of me that was like, I hope I get the answer to the question by the end of Thursday. And I said, no, it doesn't work that way. Just surrender.
Yes.
Let your soul surrender so you don't
Mhm.
stress yourself out. It
Mhm.
was that Saturday morning that the breakthrough for me happened. I was
Mm.
meditating just as I was going into meditation. I just had this thought, and every time I try and explain it, it doesn't quite describe it. But I remember when the thought came, dropped in my awareness, I just started laughing. I was just
Mhm.
laughing because I'm like, oh my God. It's like looking for something that you've always had on you all the time. And I
Yeah.
saw so clear that ancestors, guides, inner beings, non physical beings, physical beings, anything, call it whatever, all that together they make this thing that we call God.
Mm-hmm.
So as we surrender and we allow ourselves to expand, God itself expands.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, well, we're doing this little thing in the corner and hopefully God would say, okay, you're doing well, okay, you pass. No, there is an interconnection, there's an interdependence. We depend on one another. And I just saw beyond thought, beyond logic, the oneness that, oh yes, I get it. And even now, as I describe, it's like that's not quite it. It's beyond the feeling. It's a like when that
Beyond
part
word, beyond words.
beyond words, exactly. Just something cracked open, and all I could do was just laugh. Like, oh my God, all this time I've been looking for it, but I had it with me all this time.
Yeah.
And it's and you said something earlier as well. You said something about when you really yearn for it, when you really, it's like, what is it that you really, this connection with God, your want to know your reason for being, what is yours to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will caution about making it a um, a problem that you're trying to solve. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
say that because I've made it like, oh, there's something wrong with me. I'm not as spiritual. I've compared myself to other people. I've compared
Yeah.
to myself to people who I think they're doing similar to what I'm doing, and they only started last year. Just because of the pandemic, I've been doing this over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like having a song in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Like just pull it out to bring you back to the center, to bring me back to the center. And I definitely recommend it, and especially for those who say I don't have time to get still, and you need
Yeah.
to get
You
still.
need to. Yeah. You need
If you
to.
don't have time, you're the one.
And you need to and thank you for that beautiful sharing and having an intention. I mean, intend it.
Yes.
They had the game called Nintendo. Well, just become
Hmm.
Nintendo.
Nintendo. I like that. Nintendo. Ooh.
Nintendo or Intenda, but
Yeah.
and sit down,
Hmm.
sit down and find and just and because it we will know it's going to
Yes.
touch you. It's going to
At
get
the
you.
right
And then,
time.
and I don't know about the people on the thread, but I tell you about myself. Like I reach such high peaks when I'm singing on Sunday with the devotionals. My heart is I have so much joy. I love Sunday morning because I get to sing and really share from that joy. I mean, I just come alive with music and people who are singing along with me. There's nothing like that for me except that, right? Not
Mhm.
necessarily with music. I like playing with musicians, but I really like singing with singers, right? Because I'm the musician, so I'm good. But it's like there comes a time when nobody's here, when the people have gone
Yeah.
and the day is done, and I can reflect on it and give thanks for a great day, and the next day I'm kind of like in the aftermath of it. But this week by 6 p.m. I didn't know who I was. And I knew who I was. I knew my name and everything, but that I'll call it a positive charge that I had the day before. It's like the charge was kind of like waning. It was like and it was like, and it was just nobody was here. I was here. I was here by myself. And I wasn't happy about that. You know. I wanted to call up some people. I wanted to do this. I wanted to go walking. I couldn't get myself together to go walking. It was just like everything I wanted to do. It felt like I was just like hitting a door. It's like a
Mhm.
wall. And then I realized that there was nothing that I could do. You know, except let it go.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I didn't even know how to do that.
Mhm.
It's like I sat down. I sat down for a while for stillness,
Mhm.
and I got up. It was still there.
Mhm.
you know but I did sit down, but when I got up, it was still there. It was okay. Now it was still with me, but I
Hmm.
wasn't fighting no more.
Right, right.
We weren't duking. you know, it was still there, but
Yes.
I wasn't resisting as much. It was like, well, I'm feeling, and like you say, you feel it. It's like I wasn't
Mhm.
trying to get out of the feeling. It's like, hey, you know, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and eventually, something happened, and something else happened, and then next thing I
Yes.
know, I was washing dishes and cleaning up and doing
Mhm.
my seva in the house, and listening to music, and then I listened to the B Hood. I didn't look at it; I just listened to it, and it did so much for me. It's like, oh wow, that music is making me feel good. I was dancing and back into my zone, and you know, but I was just, and I was up for a long time. I didn't go to, I was just up, just being free to do nothing. And then
Mhm.
before I closed my eyes, I got still again. And with no agenda, it's like, hey, I'm just going to sit still. I'm just going to sit here, period. Just because Georgia has showed me how to do it.
Oh,
And
just
if
because.
you couldn't do it, well, let me show you. Let me tell you that you can. And because especially when you have an intention to be the best person you came here to be, to feel God all in you. It's like, I don't know if we can stand feeling God totally, totally, totally. I'm telling you, God
Oh
revealed
no.
to me one day, and it was just like, it was so deep. If that happened to me all the time, it would be, Rickie was cool. Rickie was cool, but she just went on home.
Bzzz. Yeah.
She bizzed out.
She
She
bust
bizzed
up.
out.
She
She
bust out of the B hood.
yeah,
It was beautiful. Oh my god. We just held our breath.
she flapped on out of this bad boy. But the thing is, it's like, you know, but just but we got enough glory.
Yes.
We can handle it, and we just keep upping our wattage for more. But it's like,
Yes.
I'm not sitting there to up my wattage. I'm sitting there just to be,
Mhm.
and the wattage will be upped.
Mhm.
You know, one way or the other. I'm telling you, when I mean, I just already know. It's like one time, man, I want, I just wanted what I wanted so hard, and I was so fearful, and I was so scared, and it was at in that moment, man, it was a song that took me out of it. The song just went like shoo, and I was in a whole nother zone, getting healing. So I didn't get it from going like, oh. Now, I'm not making fun of that.
Right.
That's a very high place.
Yeah.
But for me, it's never come like that. For me, it just comes the way I am, in a holy, holy way. And praise God. I'm so thankful, because it's like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But we have these journeys, and if my journey looked like Deanna's journey, if my journey looked like John Caesar's journey, like Quinn Fontaine, if my journey looked like Floyd's, if we then I'd be Floyd. Now that doesn't mean that Floyd can't know what he came here to know. Floyd will absolutely know what he came here to know. You're gonna learn what you came here to learn. You're gonna learn, and maybe you just learning a little bit this time, and then the next time you learn a little bit more. Next time we learn a little bit more. We got eternity.
Right. Right. Exactly.
we
So
got we,
true.
we we have eternity, and but on this on earth right now, because so much is going like boom, 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 boom. If there were any time ever to be fully in one's glorious self, and share your gifts, this is the time.
This is the time. This is the time. This time is asking for it. It's saying,
Yeah,
share your gift, share what you have. And it's in finding the ways, maybe being still. And, I talked about, we just talked about me doing a day retreat, silent retreat. It doesn't, you just got to go with what your heart is telling you. 10 minutes is enough. 10 minutes to just be quiet,
Yeah.
to just allow the emotions to move. Maybe 10 minutes to dance. Maybe
Oh
to
yeah.
journal.
Oh, I forgot that part. I forgot that part. So
Mm.
on Monday, when things weren't adding up, near the end of we're like around 6 p.m. And I was kind of out of sorts. I have a song written about that. Anyway, I got songs written about everything. It's like she ought to find her way home all the time because she write all the time. I got nothing but a walking scripture.
Right?
But it's like,
Living, breathing scripture.
but so I was in that thing and I didn't get to walk and I was kind of like gonna do it. I was in a beating up on myself a little bit. Like, okay, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this. You're feeling this, you're lonely, you this, you that. And then it was like Kukua. Y'all know what Kukua is? Kukuwa. Kukuwa. Kukua. Kukua is a West African workout, a dance, a 15-minute
Oh,
dance
right.
workout.
Yes, yes,
Man, I
yes,
put on
yes.
Kukua and almost died with them ladies, man. They were bam, 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 bam. And I was in the kitchen, right? I was in the kitchen. I was killing. And when I was finished with Kukua, I was healed.
Yes,
And I almost
yes.
didn't make it because they're really strong. Made me
Mhm.
just want to put on a two-step and kind of like do that kind of thing, electric slide. But no, they are hitting it, and then just I think the energy of just doing something different,
Yes,
something
yes.
different.
Something different and matching the energy that is in motion.
Hmm.
Sometimes the emotion, the energy that's in motion needs you to just be still so it can find its way. Sometimes
Hmm.
you need to shake it up because it's been there for such a long time and it's trying to fight you. And you're like, okay, I'm not fighting no more, but I'm going to dance with you. It's like, ugh, it's not funny there anymore.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's just, sometimes saying it out loud.
yeah,
Sometimes I'm like, okay, God, I can't do it. I really need you to share, to show me this. I
yeah,
don't want to live like this. This is just not working for me anymore. Just,
yeah.
but whatever we need to do to allow the energy to move, and
Hmm.
you get to find your own way, and whatever
Yeah.
way comes to you in that moment is the way that you need. You
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look like what Susan said. Susan's so deep. Susan Lingo says, "Uh-oh, I hit it."
Oh, we did it together. Oh, okay. There you go.
Dr. Lynn would say, "It's time to clean." With her opopono ono. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. Perhaps a song can flow from that. Hey, not that. I've already done it.
What's the song that you're working on when you say "get quiet" to know the
Oh,
flow?
oh,
What's
right there.
that lyrics again?
Oh,
Yes.
the one from last week. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
like you got to quiet down to learn
Right.
how it goes.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yep.
Yeah, this song, this is a great little song. And this song, man, I almost threw it away. It's like I was looking for it. I was up in the wee hours of Sunday morning trying to find these lyrics, and I found them because I couldn't sleep not knowing where these lyrics were. Because they've been revealing for a while, and I just said, I sat down at my little desk, and I was like, and my hand went into the like I have a tote bag that I use as a place like as a trash bag kind of for papers that I'm throwing away. I put my hand in there and I just pulled out the first group of papers that were folded up, and it was there. It was there, and along with some other good notes. I was like, "Whoa, I shouldn't have thrown away these things." So when we're decluttering, don't throw away everything. Some things you need. You know, but this song is like is a song in process, and the song came some time ago, but I found it, and it says, "You got to." I have to quiet down to learn how it goes around and how it turns into a life so special. Learn how it flows with majesty and grace, embracing you in silence. And you could learn how it shows how it shows a woman she's a goddess, blessed and superbly human. Learn how it grows a boy into a man who expands with loving kindness. I had to quiet down to learn how it goes around and how it turns into a life so special. We have to quiet down to learn how it goes. Quiet down to learn how it goes around and how it turns into a life so special. You know what I'm happy about? I'm happy that everybody on the thread tonight found their way here tonight, found their way into my life, that I found a way into your life, that we find our ways to know each other, the truth about each other, who we really are. Learn how it flows with majesty and grace, embracing you in silence. Learn how it flows with majesty and grace, embracing you in silence. I know you have a reading for me.
I am so there with you. I just pulled it up and it's all in the silence. Yes. If you didn't, and even if you did, everybody just take a deep breath. The affirmation is I reclaim my power. Our relationships are teachers, but without spiritual awareness, we might perceive some relationships as getting in the way of our spiritual growth. Difficult and challenging relationships can help us realize our true power if we are teachable. Reclaim your power by choosing to see that the person causing you grief are a spiritual being just like you. Turn to the great I am and ask for guidance on how to heal your relationships. With deep self compassion, allow yourself to grow through the lessons and blessings of them all. I forgive myself for misperceiving the reality of my relationships. I walk in authentic power and I am renewed. I am grateful for the lessons, the blessings, and the journey. Whenever I need a recharge, I turn to God and my ancestors for guidance. And I reconnect with my powerful self. Thank you, power in me, through me, as me, around me, through the Christ within, and so it is. And the scripture is, wherefore comfort one another and edify one another, even as also you do. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. I know. It's like, gotta slow that down.
Can you read the
Yes.
first part of that? Not the Thessalonian part, but but Thessalonians was, let read the part, just the first paragraph.
Okay, the first paragraph. Okay. Our relationships are teachers, but without spiritual awareness, we might perceive some relationships as getting in the way of our spiritual growth. Difficult and challenging relationships can help us realize our true power if we are teachable.
Woo! Right there. Right there. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you might as well read the rest of it again.
Okay. Reclaim your power by choosing to see that the people causing you grief are spiritual beings just like you. Turn to the great I am and ask for guidance on how to heal your relationships. With deep self compassion, allow yourself to grow through the lessons and blessings of them all. I forgive myself for misperceiving the reality of my relationships. I walk in authentic power and I am renewed. I am grateful for the lessons, the blessings, and the journey. Whenever I need a recharge, I turn to God and my ancestors for guidance.
Hmm.
And I reconnect with my powerful self. Thank you, power in me, through me, as me, around me, through the Christ within. And so it is. I share.
Ashe.
Hmm.
That's
You gotta
beautiful.
quiet down so you can learn how this thing called relationship goes, so you can grow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Rajneesh used to say, I loved when he talked about relating. He said, if we not see them, he didn't see, he wouldn't use the word relationship. He used it as relating. He says sometimes
Mm.
just seeing something as a
Hmm.
relationship objectifies it in a way that it gets to be solid, whereas
Yes.
relating keeps it fresh and keeps us opening, you
Hmm.
know, because sometimes when you're like, well, I got this relationship. Well, no, you have this opportunity,
Yes. Yes.
which is like what you
Yes.
just read. And I love when you
Mm.
said, I forgive myself for misperceiving reality, something like that. Isn't that
Yes.
what you said?
Yes. Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought that was really deep.
Let me go back to it so I remember what I said. Oh, yeah, it's the I am section. Okay, here we go. I forgive myself for misperceiving the reality of my relationships.
For misperceiving the reality and for me, I would say of my relatings, because I remember I wanted something to really look different one time. I really did. I wanted it to look different, but it looked like what it looked like. But I
Hmm.
misperceived. But I even judged that.
Mm.
But now that the sun has set and the earth has risen, and the time, the sun is going around the earth, and the earth has made her revolution. I'm sorry, made her revolution around the sun.
Mm.
Sometimes, some years, I understand that for where that person was doing the best they could
Yes.
for where they were on their journey, in their
Mm.
journey of evolution and unfolding. They were doing the best they could, you know,
Yes.
but I misperceived, you
Mm.
know, because anytime we're judging like that, we
Yes.
stand, we throw ourselves, but you do the best you can because it's all a
That's it.
learning.
That's
I
it.
did, we do the best we can. And
Yes.
I allowed the spirit of the living God to walk in
Yes.
my heart, even when I
Mm.
didn't know what was going on,
Hmm. You
you know?
forgive and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I tell people when they say the relationship didn't work, every relationship works.
Yes.
You get the lesson and the blessing from the relationship. You
Yes.
know?
There
Hmm.
is a power,
Hmm.
a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. Oh, one love. There can only be God's love. Oh, yes, I know that we walk. Oh, yes, we walk in the love of God. We walk in the love of God. Oh, yes, I walk in the love of God. I just have a few announcements to make. So I'm looking for a place. I found one that has some potential. So if you're in the LA area and you want to help us make it look beautiful, we need about 3 to 5 people to help paint under somebody else's direction. John Caesar said he would guide our team to beautify this beautiful little spot that's it's not in Leimert Park, but it's Leimert adjacent. It's a nice building. Beautiful, beautiful spot. Not too big. Sweet. So go to RickieByars@gmail.com and let me know that you want to help, okay? John Caesar wants to help us. We need some handyman, and even if you don't know how to do things, just show up. All right, I can't give you the date yet, but we'll have one pretty soon. Let me know that you're willing, because I want to have a little place that I can sing to you. That's not my house, but this house is good, but it ain't big enough for all y'all. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Thankful. Yes, I walk in the love of God. Check out B Radio. It's still up there. It's still churning away. On Sunday mornings from 10 to 12. Come be devotional with us in the B Hood. And then on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock Pacific time, you might want to check out Life Coach Ade. 181 East Coast and 6 p.m. UK time.
Yes.
Oh yes, I walk in the love of God. I walk in the love of God. Oh yes, we walk in the love of God. Ashe.
Ashe. Yes. Thank you. Perfect.
Regasa.
Rest in God and say
Amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say